You're watching BCTV, Branford's community access station.
This is BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of Branford.
Sorry. I just express myself when I get heated.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. The RTM will be convened on Wednesday, June 13th, 2018 at 8 p.m. at the Branford Fire Headquarters, 45 North Main Street, to consider and act upon the following matters. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Representative Sullivan?
Yep. Mr. Moderator, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Representative Buchanan from the 1st District to be the new RTM clerk on a permanent basis. She's back from her honeymoon just for this meeting, so we thank her for being here. And I would like to encourage everybody to support her.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, Jessica?
I have more room. You want to pro temp now so you can go back to your second? Questionable at best. In case you need to.
One of my your leftovers.
Let me know when you're ready. Okay. We have a new member of the RTM, Cindy Longobardi, and I'd like to welcome her aboard tonight, and we'll assign her to the Ways and Means Committee. Cindy, welcome aboard. Okay, item number 1, roll call.
All right. Representative Edelman.
Present.
Representative Alphone.
Here.
Representative Anderson. Here. Representative Black.
Here.
Representative Brockett.
Here.
Representative Buchanan here. Representative Comey.
Here.
Representative Conklin.
Here.
Representative Diadamo.
Here.
Representative Doknovich.
Here.
Representative Dunbar.
Present.
Representative Flanagan.
Here.
Representative Hall. Representative Henschel.
Here.
Representative Ingraham.
Here.
Representative Jackson.
Here.
Representative Kelly. Not here. Representative Lawler.
Here.
Representative Leonard.
Here.
Representative Lombardi. Here. Representative Preet.
Here.
Representative Riccio. Not here. Okay. Representative Sandler.
Here.
Representative Stepanek.
Here.
Representative Sullivan.
Here.
Representative Torelli. Present. Representative Toohill.
Here.
Representative Walker.
Here.
Representative Wells. Wells, not here. And Representative Zambrano. Here. Okay. I got it.
Okay, do we have a quorum?
Yes, we have a quorum.
Okay, very good.
For ex officios, we have First Selectman Cosgrove, Town Clerk Arpin. I think that's it. Okay.
Okay, item number 2, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Representative Conklin?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I need to request an amendment to the minutes. We duplicated $1,335 in transfers. We had it in both the 700 and in the 720 account, and it belongs in the 700 account.
Okay, I'll make that edit.
Thank you.
So your motion is to amend the minutes?
Motion to amend.
Amend, is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved as amended. Item number 3, reception of communications, reports of committees and citizens petitions. I have a few here. It's a letter from James Cosgrove, First Selectman. At the Board of Selectmen meeting held on June 6, 2018, the board unanimously approved a 3-year extension to lease agreement between the town of Branford and J&J Blasting. Attached, please find the copies of the proposed second amendments to the lease. Amendment to lease agreement. Please refer this to the appropriate committee. I will send this to Administrative Services. The other item that I will be sending to Administrative Services Committee is a Parkside Village 1 South Monowee Street proposed emergency access from Melrose. This will also be sent to Administrative Services Committee. I believe that's all I have. Do you have any, Jessica?
I didn't get anything.
Mr. Moderator, just a point of information, do you know when the next admin services meeting is? Because I think that item might have a lot of interest.
We talked with the chairman of that committee, and so everybody kind of knows, we're looking possibly at this point for a special RTM meeting on July 25th. And that's going to be, there's a couple of contracts that that are very close, and we have to approve those in a 30-day window. So I think admin is going to schedule his time somewhere. I'm not sure, Anthony, what do you look?
A week before that.
So that would be a special as well?
Yes. We have a regular scheduled meeting, but it's July 3rd, I think. I think it's gonna work out.
Yeah. Might be some conflict.
That might be a special meeting for July.
All right, thank you.
You may have a mutiny, Mitch.
All right, that's all I have there. Item number 4, to consider and if appropriate, create an ordinance that enables tax exemption for Gold Star parents and spouses. Representative Leonard.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Rules and Ordinances met on May 15th to discuss this ordinance enabling the tax exemption for Gold Star parents. The committee voted unanimously to re-refer in order to give the chair an opportunity to meet with the finance director and the assessor. That meeting has occurred, and that information will go back to the committee at our upcoming meeting. And I would offer a motion to re-refer this ordinance.
Motion on the floor to re-refer the item. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is re-referred. This will be item 6. There's a typo in there, so don't get confused. Item 6, to consider and if appropriate, create an ordinance for tax exemption for handicapped equipped vehicles. Representative Leonard.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. At the same meeting, May 15th, R&O considered an exemption for handicapped vehicles. And similarly, the chair met on the questions and concerns of the assessor and the finance director. The committee voted unanimously to re-refer, and I would put that in the form of a motion.
Motion on the floor to re-refer this item. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is re-referred. Item number 7, to consider and if appropriate, approve the town of Branford to participate in the Neighborhood Assistance Act for 2018. Representative Alfone.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Just a quick overview on the Neighborhood Assistance Act. The NAA is designed to provide funding for municipal and tax-exempt organizations by providing a corporation business tax credit for businesses who make cash contributions to these entities. We've participated, I think, for at least the last 6 years that I can remember. There's no cost to the town. Every year, I think we have about 4 or 5 applicants. This year, we have Stony Creek Fife and Drum. They have 2 applications in, one for uniform and equipment replacement, and one for the Seaside Hall Energy Conservation Project. We also have Friends of James Blackstone Memorial Library and the Branford Rec Department. We didn't have the individual applicants tonight of our committee meeting, So we did vote to approve participating in the NAA program for 2018, and that did pass through committee with a 5-0 vote unanimously. I'd like to amend that and just add the 4 applicants into the committee report, if we could do that, just to approve it.
Is there a second on the amendment
Yes.
motion?
Thank you.
Representative, okay. Any discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor of these
Amending.
4 applicants for the Neighborhood Assistance Act, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries.
Don't we have
That was the
to,
amendment.
we have to vote on the
For
amended
amendment.
motion now?
Well, that was, he made an amendment motion.
He made the amendment, but now the main motion
Motion
was the
as
approval,
amended.
and now we have to
Yeah,
vote on
as
as
amended.
amended.
So now you have to, as a main motion as amended.
So I'd like to,
You don't, you just said it.
we're going to vote on the
As
main.
amended.
As it was amended, yes.
As
so we're good.
amended.
We don't need another motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, item carries. Let's see, item number 8, to consider if appropriate, approve the reappointment of Mario Ricuzzi to the South Central Connecticut Regional Water District Policy Board for another 3-year term. Representative Alfone?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Mario has served on the board for several terms already. He is a licensed civil engineer, and he's also been a project manager for Greater New Haven Water Pollution Authority. I would recommend approving him for another term. This did go through committee with a 5-0 vote, and I put that forward in the form of a motion.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor of Mario Ricuzzi to the South Central Regional Water District signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Item 9, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Register of Voters for the following budget transfer. From election workers, $3,900, to advertising and printing, $1,210, and to other supplies, $2,700. Representative Alfone?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. This transfer is done within the budget for Register of Voters. There was a added cost for voter notification for changes in the polling places this year. So we have to send out notifications 90 days before the actual vote takes place. There's 2 changes with the community house and with Walsh. So the transfers to cover the mailers that went out. This was approved in committee with a 5-0 vote, and I put that forward in the form of a motion.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries.
Is that a typo? The $10 off?
Yeah.
What's that?
The call is $10 off, actually.
$10 off?
Advertising and printing's got $10 extra.
Is it 3910 or is it
I don't know.
1200?
1,200? All right,
Just put it in the coffee fund?
yeah. Okay, item 10, to consider if appropriate, approve request from the Human Services Director for the following budget transfer from Property General Liability 2,000 to Purchase Services 2,000. Representative Alfone?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Admin Services, again, met on this on our June 5th meeting. In January, the state mandated that the doctors at the counseling center had to start using electronic prescription to write their prescriptions. We also, in turn, had to incur the cost that goes along with that. So it's about $90 per doctor, I believe, and it ended up being about $2,000 total. They did have some money left over in their general liability fund, so we're just in department transfer. This did get approved in committee with a 5-0 vote, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion on the floor, any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries. Item number 11, to consider and if appropriate, approve request from the Finance Director for the following budget transfer from property insurance, $30,000, to insurance damage, $30,000. Representative Black?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ways and Means met last Wednesday heard this. We actually were short a member due to Adam Hansen's resignation, but we voted 4-0 in favor of this transfer. This is primarily to fill a shortfall in insurance damage caused primarily by deductibles that the town is responsible for various lawsuits. We'll put that in the form of a motion.
Motion on the floor to approve the transfer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries. Item 12, to consider and if appropriate, hear a presentation from the Finance Director and to approve the following fund transfers.
Excuse me, Mr. Moderator, correction, it was 3-0. We were down another representative. Sandler was not at that meeting, so we're down to 2 members.
Let's see, we're fine.
I think he was in LA.
Jeez.
We missed you, Robin.
All right, item 12, to consider and if appropriate, hear a presentation from the Finance Director to approve the following fund transfers using budgetary debt service funds to offset the need to borrow for the following projects: from principal general purpose, $1 million, to principal schools, $19,000, to transfer out municipal fund, facilities fund, $1 million, and to transfer out BOE facilities fund, $19,000. Corresponding funds transfers are from bond proceeds Indian Neck Firehouse, $1 million, to transfer in Indian Neck Firehouse, $1 million, and increased transfer in for the Branford High School locker room, $19,000, and to increase building improvements, Branford High School locker room by $19,000. Representative Black?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Again, these are transfers due to funds that we'd set aside primarily for the Teachers Retirement Board contribution. And the fact that we weren't able to make some capital pay downs last September, and as well as the fact that paying down any clean water notes no longer seems like such a great idea with interest rates rising. This is, rather than bonding for the fire station, we'll be paying cash essentially, so we're avoiding a debt cost that way. And the other change here is an additional $19,000 for the locker room renovations at the high school due to an updated cost estimate for that. It hasn't gone out to bid yet, so it may still come in lower, but just allows the Board of Ed to have the money that they think they need available for that project. So what I'd like to do, we heard this 3-0 in favor of this transfer, as well as 3-0 in favor of the resolution amendment, which supports this, which is the next item, labeled number 13 here. So before we go forward, I'd like to combine these two motions together because they're really related and one supports the other. Put that in the form of a motion, but before we do that, I'd like to waive the reading of the full motion, which we've all got distributed it to us.
Well, Representative Black, why don't we take these separately, because the binding issue, the item 13, that's going to have to be a roll call vote.
Okay, we can do that. I mean,
Okay, so let's stay on 12, and then we'll move on to 13 right after that.
okay, let's do 12 then. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion to approve? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Item 13, to consider and act upon the following proposed resolution. Resolution amending a resolution appropriating $1,625,000 for the Board of Education Capital Improvement Program 2015-2016, and authorizing the issue of $1,625,000 in bonds of the town to meet the appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose. The purpose of the amendment is to decrease the high school roof appropriation bond authorization by $281,000 to $79,000, and to add a new proposal of the Branford High School locker room renovation and appropriate $281,000 therefore, and to ratify, confirm, and adopt all prior authorizations and resolutions in connection therewith. Representative Black?
Okay. First, I'd like to waive reading of the full motion.
Second.
Motion on the floor, and it's been seconded to waive the reading of the full resolution. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, thank you. And again, we heard this 3-0, recommended approval, and I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second. This will be a roll call vote. Yes.
Okay. All right. Roll call vote. Representative Edelman.
Approve.
Representative Alphone.
Yes.
Representative Anderson.
Yes.
Representative Black.
Yes.
Representative Brockett.
Yes.
Representative Buchanan, yes. Representative Comey.
Yes.
Representative Conklin.
Yes?
Representative Diadamo.
Yes.
Representative Daknovich.
Yes.
Representative Dunbar.
Yes.
Representative Hall is not here. Representative Henschel.
Yes.
Representative Ingraham.
Yes.
Representative Jackson.
Yes.
Representative Lawler.
Yes.
Representative Leonard.
Yes.
Representative Lombardi. Representative Preet.
Yes.
Representative Ricchio, not here. Representative Sandler.
Yes.
Representative Stepanek.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Torelli. Representative Toohill.
Yes.
Representative Walker.
Yes.
And Representative Zambrana.
Yes.
Yes, unanimous.
Unanimous. Okay, item passes unanimously. Item 14, any other business to come before the RTM? Okay, I guess if not, we'll, just a reminder again, we will have a meeting in July. It looks like it will be the July 25th will be the date. If that changes, obviously, the call will reflect that. Hopefully, we won't have to meet in August, but it depends on what goes on. Okay, item 15, adjournment. Representative Torelli,
Make a motion to adjourn?
is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? We are adjourned.
The preceding program was brought to you through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.